Tonight's story is inspired by true accounts, but the details have been creatively adapted for narrative effect. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Acula Files. Hi, I am Acula, and tonight we delve into a chilling tale titled The Old House and the Schizophrenic Visions. Here's the story. The day at the old house. Melody will never forget it. Not a single moment. Her name is Melody, and she is a diagnosed schizophrenic. It's been that way since the old house. This isn't some made-up tale to spook you. This is her truth. Their old house was a Victorian. A grand, imposing structure that held more than just their family within its walls. Melody was only about 6 years old when it all began, when the veil between what was real and what wasn't started to fray. The first thing she noticed was the footsteps. Upstairs in her room, they would walk in the exact same pattern, at the exact same time, every second, every day. It wasn't a casual stroll. It was a rhythmic, relentless march. This invisible presence would walk through her room, stop in the middle for a beat, and then carry on into the bathroom, only to repeat the whole sequence again. It was the first strange occurrence, the first crack in her childhood innocence. Then came the voices. At first, they were whispers, soft and distant, just at the edge of hearing. But they grew, louder and louder and louder, until she had to cover her ears, pressing her palms against her temples, convinced her eardrums would burst from the sheer volume of their unseen chatter. It was a cacophony, a jumble of words and sounds that made no sense, yet felt intensely personal and menacing. The world around her began to distort. The ordinary became terrifying. She remembered the plug sockets on the walls. They'd transform, their 2 holes and single ground pin twisting into little mouths, talking and blinking, but never uttering a sound she could discern. Just silent, unsettling movements that suggested a secret life she wasn't privy to. And then there were the fairies, not the whimsical, benevolent creatures of storybooks. These were different. They would emerge from unseen hatches in her ceiling, tiny figures, but armed with miniature daggers. They would float down, their eyes fixed on her, and stab her over and over. She could feel the sharp, pinprick pain, the repeated invasion, even though there was never a mark on her skin. It was real to her, as real as the bed she lay in. But there is one thing, one specific horror, that she will never forget, ever. It eclipses the footsteps, the voices, the plug sockets, and even the dagger-wielding fairies. It's etched into her memory with an unbearable clarity. Have you ever heard of the Numberjacks? That children's show. It was awful, wasn't it? Clearly horrifying. Melody hated it a lot, so much so that it became an extreme fear for her as a kid, an irrational, all-consuming dread. And because of that fear, it manifested. She saw the puzzler, clear as day. He stood right there in front of her eyes. He wasn't on a screen. He wasn't a figment of her imagination in the way a daydream is. He was asterisk their asterisk. He looked at her with those unsettling, geometric features and told her to go to sleep or he'd kill her entire family. wasn't a dream. It was real. He was corporeal, solid, menacing. And even when she closed her eyes, pressing them shut with all her might, and then dared to open them again, he was still there, waiting, watching. And the purple and black square one, gosh, that one was terrifying. It used to flash in her eyes, appearing out of nowhere, its sharp angles and contrasting colors burning into her vision every now and then. A silent, geometric threat that would appear and disappear without warning, leaving a lingering chill. To this day, Melody remembers every single part of what happened in that old house. Every detail, every sound, every terrifying vision. But she can never explain why it was so realistic, so vivid. Now, her schizophrenia is fairly simple compared to then. It's still terrifying at times, of course, but it's never been like it was in that old house. Not as vivid, not as asterisk their asterisk. She doesn't know why. She just knows that the old house was where it began, and where the most profound terrors of her life took root. And she'll never forget it. Do you have a chilling story? Share it in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe to the Acula Files for more horrifying true tales.